What if the very thing that made you special as a child is the exact reason you feel so paralyzed as an adult? Do you know that heavy, sinking feeling in your chest when you look at old childhood certificates gathering dust in your closet? You remember that kid, the one who read books years ahead of their grade, the one teachers whispered about, calling them a genius or a prodigy. Everyone swore you were going to change the world. But then you look at your life right now. You're staring at a blank screen, perpetually exhausted, completely frozen by the simplest daily tasks, and absolutely terrified of making a single mistake. You don't feel like a genius anymore. You feel like a disappointment, a firework that fizzled out before it ever truly took off. If this hits too close to home, stay with me. Because modern psychology has finally mapped out what actually happened to you. And I promise you, it is not that you ran out of talent or that you suddenly became lazy. It's that your brain ran out of fuel. Growing up as the gifted kid, your childhood wasn't just different. Your mind was conditioned differently. Society handed you an incredibly heavy, invisible script. Your worth as a human being was entirely tied to your output. If you got straight A's without even studying, you weren't praised for your effort, you were praised for your identity. You became the smart one. And quietly, subconsciously, your young brain internalized a dangerous, toxic lie. If I am only loved when I am perfect, then making a mistake means I am completely unlovable. Psychologists call this specific phenomenon gifted child burnout. Its roots trace back to what Stanford psychologist Carol Dweck identifies as a fixed mindset. When you are constantly told that you are naturally brilliant, your brain learns to view effort as a sign of weakness. You start thinking, if I have to try hard, it means I'm not actually smart. To protect this fragile identity, you subconsciously developed a defense mechanism: chronic procrastination. You don't delay tasks because you don't care. You delay them because your nervous system treats the potential of a mediocre result as an actual existential threat. Perfectionism became your shield, and procrastination became your hiding place. But there's a deeper, evolutionary reason why your brain behaves this way. In early human history, hyperperceptive individuals who could spot patterns quickly, read situations, and predict danger were vital for tribal survival. But nature also knew that a high-functioning system cannot run on overdrive forever. So evolution built an automatic safety switch. When your brain operates at maximum neurological capacity for years under intense emotional pressure, it triggers a biological shutdown known as learned helplessness. Your current lack of motivation isn't a character flaw, it is an ancient biological emergency brake. Your brain is forcing a shutdown because you never learned how to rest on your own. In French clinical psychology, there's a beautifully precise term for this heartbreaking state of mind: l'ennui des surdoués, which translates to the specific, heavy boredom of the gifted. It doesn't mean you're just bored with a task. It describes a deep existential fatigue that occurs when a highly complex mind is starved of meaningful stimulation and simultaneously crushed by impossible expectations. You are mentally starving while being suffocated. But let's be entirely honest here and look into the mirror for a moment. Not all burnout is just past pressure. Sometimes we use our childhood labels as an intellectual excuse to hide from our adult responsibilities. There's a very fine line between a nervous system that genuinely needs deep somatic rest and a mind that is simply terrified of trying and finding out that it is completely ordinary. Ask yourself honestly, are you actually burnt out, or are you just avoiding the hard work of building a life where you're not the smartest person in the room anymore? One is a journey of healing. The other is a strategy of avoidance. Here is the truth you need to hear today. You do not need to carry that childhood weight into your future anymore. You are allowed to be ordinary. You are allowed to try, to stumble, and to fail, and to create things that are beautifully messy. Your value as a human being was never your productivity, and your intellect was never meant to be your prison. The world doesn't need you to be a flawless monument of success. It just needs you to be alive, present, and kind to yourself. That heavy expectation you've been carrying since you were 10 years old, it's okay to set it down now. You don't have to change the entire world to deserve a peaceful place in it. If this video made you see your exhaustion through a different lens, consider subscribing to the channel. We dive deep into the hidden psychology of why we are the way we are, helping you unlearn the patterns that keep you stuck. Now, I want to hear your story. Drop a comment below. When was the exact moment you realized your gifted kid label had turned into a heavy burden? Let's talk about it down below. Rest up. Your brain has earned it.